It took Albany boy Andrew Ruck to his mid-teens to grasp the footy, but didn't take a lot of convincing to line up for a club in the Great Southern League.
Wasn't playing much footy, and then my mate one day said, do you want to come and have a game of Lincoln under 16s? And because I was tall, sort of went down and took a few marks and sort of just went from there, really. When I was coming through the Colts, I think there were 7 or 8 teams in the Great Southern, and we got some really big crowds to the grand finals and to the games. Unfortunately, it's sort of gone backwards a little bit these days, and I think there's only 4 or 5 teams in the league, which is a bit of a pity. But yeah, definitely when I was coming through Colts, it was a great atmosphere on a Sunday afternoon, and all the cars got around the local teams, and there was a good rivalry in Albany between Royals and Railways in North Albany, and a couple of my mates actually played for North Albany and got up in a couple of Colts grand finals, and they like to remind me about it a fair bit.
It's over 400 kilometres from where Andrew grew up, and after 7 seasons with the Tigers, the 26-year-old now calls the Claremont Footy Club home.
Definitely, being here probably 7 plus a couple of years in the Colts, it is like a bit of a second home. So lots of the boys I've come through from the Colts, seen lots sort of go and leave, come and go, and seen lots go up to the AFL and then come back, like Bo Wilkes last year, and he's gone on to bigger and better things, so definitely is a second home.
But a knee injury in round 3 last year forced the club's #1 ruckman to the sidelines.
I was literally like 30 metres over there, and even when I'm training I always sort of try and just skip around that spot. But when I first did it, I thought I'd be all right, and sort of Macca, the trainer, came out and he said, oh, you know, how's it feeling? I said, yeah, we'll just give it a try. And then as I went to get up, I thought, oh, she might be, you know, we might need to get off. And then when we went inside, sort of, I could tell just the way Macca was sort of looking at me, it wasn't going to be good. I think my expectations of getting back and then the actual medico's expectations of getting back were quite different. I thought, you know, I thought I'd be able to get back within 12 months and be up and running, but obviously just little things like general soreness and hamstring tightness and some ITB friction have all sort of just added to the extra weeks. So instead of being sort of 12 months, it's sort of taken sort of 13, 14 months, and sort of pushing into my 15th month, sort of coming up next week. So it has been a long and frustrating road at times, but all the boys have been really good and supportive, so it's great to be down at the Claremont Footy Club.
It was slow to start with. Andrew was doing a lot of coaching at the time, so it was a slow progression early, but in the last sort of 3 or 4 months, he's really steamed along and he's going exceptionally well. So we're really happy with where he's at the moment, despite the little fits and starts occasionally.
Pre-season, I think he was great. I didn't see much from last year, obviously, when he was had his full recovery, but he's stuck to his program well, and the physios and doctors have been really happy with him, and probably been a bit longer than what he'd hoped, but I think we've given him enough time to make sure that any sort of knocks or soreness is gone and he's fully fit.
And that's made it probably a little bit harder for me. He's never really seen me playing here, doesn't really know obviously my strengths and weaknesses, but he's been very supportive. You know, he's been pretty honest and upfront with me and just told me, listen, you know, until you're playing full games in the reserves, we're not really going to consider you, so you're just really worrying about getting your knee right and don't put too much pressure on yourself. So he's been really good like that, and he's said all along, you know, we probably won't, you know, even consider you till halfway through the year, whereas, you know, I was trying to get back a bit earlier, but you know, at the end of the day, that's probably the best thing going forward anyway.
With Andrew, a guy of his size, we're working a lot on getting strength as quick as we can. So the quicker we get him stronger, the quicker we get him moving. So we held him off running for a period of time, which I know is frustrating for him, but tried to work on strength for that first sort of 3 or 4 months.
It's been a long sort of process on the road back.
Yeah, we've had some fun times. We've had some heated arguments, but look, pretty much he's been fantastic. His work rates, he's strong with his injury, and he's really keen to get back playing senior footy.
Been doing all the rehab and slowly getting there. So hopefully next week I can hopefully get back in the ones team. But obviously at the moment Claremont are going pretty well, so it's a pretty tough to get a spot.
Neat's got the hand pass cleverly to Ruck, unloads with a long bomb, and he's found the major opening. Well done.
Ruck has impressed his coach with his solid performances in the reserves.
He's played probably 2 or 3 consistent ones now, so he'll be playing this week and with a big eye for the rest of the year to come back in.
Here's danger. Ruck snaps.
Back in 2010, we were obviously playing with 2 ruckmen down at Claremont, and Tommy Derricks has gone on, and he's obviously at Richmond now. Webby's obviously come in and he's got his own formula and his own ideas, so you know, whether that's to go with the 2 sort of typical type ruckman, or whether you have a ruckman and a pinch hitter, we'll definitely see in the next few weeks. And obviously Mitchy's been fantastic for the footy club, so he's playing really good footy, and it's it's not going to be very easy getting back in. So I've got to make sure I'm working really hard and putting that pressure on, constantly trying to beat the door down and get that opportunity.
The big hands of Ruck down there have taken the mark.
I think this week gives us a good opportunity to see how we go with two ruckmen, and that's the thing that both guys have to look at. And obviously Mitch Andrews played in the premiership last year and has been holding the ruck, so we've got to work out how we structure up, whether we go with one or two and a couple of other guys. So it's a good challenge for both ruckmen and Rucky, and coming back in the system, it's a good dilemma for me.
The main one I'm looking at is sort of playing 80-90% of the game in the Rezzies, and then once I sort of get that 80-90 minutes of footy, then I'll get considered for league.